Good morning, and welcome to the Baccalaureate program for the class of 2024. Thank you to all the family, friends, and faculty who have helped our class reach this day. Baccalaureate is an honored Brookstone tradition where we can gather and reflect on our time at Brookstone before our commencement ceremony tonight. This morning, we will hear from a respected faculty member as he shares inspiring words and insightful memories that Ms. Branham wrote about our amazing moments at Brookstone School. We will also hear from a special guest speaker with strong ties to Brookstone as he offers wisdom for the steps ahead of us. Talented students will also share musical performances this morning. On behalf of the class of 2024, we welcome you to our baccalaureate ceremony.
Each year, the senior class selects a member of the faculty to offer remarks at baccalaureate. The class of 2024 selected our beloved grade chair, Ms. Dee Dee Branham. While many of you knew Ms. Dee Dee Branham, I'd like to share a few words about her. Ms. Branham grew up in Eustis, Florida, and attended Auburn University, where she majored in PE, health and recreation, and minored in biology, chemistry, and calculus. She worked in the education field for 38 years and coached for 32 years. Ms. Branham worked at Brookstone for 27 years, initially teaching 4K and then PE before moving to the upper school to teach biology. Ms. Branham also started the very popular marine biology and forensics programs at Brookstone and coached a number of sports, including varsity cheer, boys and girls cross country, girls varsity basketball, boys and girls track, girls golf. We are proud to have had Ms. Branham as our grade chair. She was married to her husband, Jeff, and for 39 years. They have one daughter, Ashley, one daughter-in-law, Kim, and one granddaughter, Demi. Ms. Branham's message to our class will be shared this morning by our Director of Counseling, member of upper school faculty and Brookstone administration team, Mr. Jacob Crowder. Mr. Crowder was a friend of Ms. Branham for 23 years. Thank you to Mr. Crowder for sharing Ms. Branham's remarks with us this morning. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Jacob Crowder.
A little over a decade ago, I sat up on a dais like this, spending my time praying that the chair underneath me would not collapse. I'm proud to tell you today that these are way better. I wanted to open with a little humor because I know this is a hard topic. But if any of you knew Miss Dee Dee Branham, you would know she would not want you to sit here in sadness. She would want you to sit here in great joy for this graduating class. She loves you, and she would want you to have the best day of your lives. And that is what we are going to focus on today, the joy that she wants you to have. Before I start, I do want to say a heartfelt welcome to Ms. Branham's family. Thank you for coming, and we all love you very much. Brookstone loves you very much. I want to read exactly her words. I don't want to adulterate them, and I want them to be impactful, but I do have two requests of the graduating class of 2024. One, please listen with joy in your hearts. Ms. Branham loved you, and she wanted you to love this day. She wanted nothing more than for you to feel the pleasure and the joy and the accomplishment of all of your efforts. And I also ask that you take a moment throughout this speech to listen to the words that she says, because what a great gift to hear the words of someone's heart for us in their absence. Please hear these words. Thank you, Sam, for your kind introduction. It makes me feel tired just hearing all of that. I guess it's a good thing that I'm retiring. And thank you, class of 2024, for that warm welcome. I'm truly honored and humbled to be your faculty speaker today. So let's rewind 4 years ago. Do you remember when I first met you in that office that summer of 2020? I gave you a tour of the upper school, showed you where your classrooms and lockers were. I explained my job as your grade chair and that it was like being a school mom. Some of you were so scared and worried about being in the new upper school. Well, you made it. You had a lot of support along the way from your parents, the administration, coaches, teachers, and your advisors. They all helped you meet your goals along the way. I would love for you to let your advisors know just how much you appreciate all of their support and all the times they marked you present as you were running into homerooms to avoid a tardy. They also stayed up all night with you at the senior girls lock-in and rode a long bus trip with you to go to Universal and stay up all night again. We all love you. Now this is the part where you get to participate and be loud. So all of you Lumsden lizards, High Notes hippos, Parisi's penguins, Totes goats, Sutton's buttons, and the Crowder chaos, and Smith's bunch, let's give it up for your advisors. Let's hear it. Thank you for showing your appreciation to your advisors. I want to take the opportunity this morning to let you know, the class of 2024, what I see in you as a class and as individuals. There are 82 of you in this class, and you are going to 34 different colleges in 16 different states and one in another country. The classmate going the farthest away to Paris, France, is Sophia. Sophia, je suis tellement fier de toi. I hope I don't butcher it too badly. I'm so proud of you. Side note, Miss Branham practiced for weeks to get that right with Miss Forsyth. She wanted you to know that. Some of our other explorers going the distance are Elle to California, Aaron to New York City, and some of our athletes are taking their talents the distance too. Holly will swim in Vermont, Tommy will swim near the shores of Lake Michigan, Holt will play football in Connecticut, and Caitlin will play softball in Texas. We also have a classmate going into the United States Air Force. Daniel, I want to say right now, thank you for serving our country. Remember back when you all started in 2020 wearing masks because the pandemic was in full swing? It was an unusual and tough time. You learned to appreciate the outdoors and the freedom it gave you. Whether it was playing games in the garden like spike ball, and there were some incredibly competitive games, throwing the football or throwing the frisbee, one of you even created Brookstone's first frisbee golf course. Walker, thank you for doing that. That's awesome. The class of 2024 on the Brookstone core the class of 2024 voted on the Brookstone core values that were the most meaningful to you. They are loyalty and respect. Well chosen. You have become very loyal to each other, your teachers, and the school over the past 4 years. I've seen you support each other at games, plays, and service projects, and when any of the teachers need your help, you are there. That is awesome. I know if I called you and needed help, you would be there. That is loyalty. The class of 2024 is uniquely talented and uniquely gifted. You are very diverse in your gifts and talents, and that is what makes you, as a class, so special. Most of you have seen the sign that sits on my office desk that says, be a flamingo in a flock of pigeons. Well, life would be pretty boring if everyone had the same talents and gifts and if we all thought alike. That is what I want to emphasize this morning, your gifts and talents. Both are invaluable, and one is not better than the other. Identifying your gifts and talents is the first step toward a life filled with purpose, fulfillment, and joy. Some of you have the gift of being stewards of the outdoors and the animals that live there. We learned the importance of the outdoors during the pandemic. You respect the outdoors and hunt and fish with responsibility, like Waits, Woods, Henry, Madden, Miller, Brooks, and Thomas Klein. I hope you will continue this stewardship of the outdoors. I love the outdoors. There are those of you who are known for your kindness and always wanting to help others. I call you the encouragers, like Lane Brown, Trish, Kinsey, Margaret, Sam, Callie, Sutton, Ben, and Charlie. I hope you will continue to support and uplift friends and classmates at college. This world can use more kind and thoughtful people. Several of you found your passion and developed your gifts here at Brookstone, like Maddie, who wants to pursue forensic science, who will most likely be able to solve some future crimes because of it, or like Virginia, who is already a pilot and wants to pursue flight. One day, I hope to board a plane to fly somewhere with Virginia as my pilot. Or like Canyon, who loves baking and wants to go into the culinary arts. Canyon, if you ever need a taste tester for your pastries, you have my number. 11 of you are going to continue using your athletic gifts to pursue your dream of playing a college sport. Swift and Chris are going to continue to play football. Lizzie Cowley is going to run track and cross country. Will is going to play golf. Grayson is going to play softball. Siri is going to play soccer, and Taft is going to play baseball. With your self-discipline and work ethic, I know you will be able to face the challenges of being a collegiate student athlete. Some of you have been very mischievous, but creative with your gifts and talents. No names are going to be used with these incidents to protect the innocent. Oh wait, there really are no innocents in these tales. However, you did learn valuable lessons and that your actions do have consequences. Freshman year, there were the jelly bean bandits that took it upon themselves to tear into an unopened bag of Miss Lingo's Jelly Bellies. Not only did they eat them, but then they threw them at each other. Then we have a certain person who chose to do a backflip off of the cougar in the rotunda and did in fact stick the landing. Yes, we do have video footage. My personal favorite for the most creativity was the incident where several of you decided that the yellow plastic "caution wet floor" signs would make great skis. You all then proceeded to go to the parking lot and put the signs on your feet and skied behind a friend's vehicle when he was driving through the parking lot. Some of you even demonstrated your loyalty and support for your friends by ambushing them when they were coming out of a late basketball practice one night. So much so that the sheriff's deputy had to have a conversation with you all. Some of you possess the gift of a great sense of humor, along with the innate ability to call it like it is. I so appreciate Kyle, Julia, Olivia, Charlotte, and Casey. I do appreciate your gifts, as I too am a person of brutal honesty and candor. One piece of advice that I learned the hard way: when someone asks for your opinion, always ask them, "Are you sure you want it?" That may save you some trouble. We also have several classmates who have the gift of determination, whether it be on the athletic field or in the classroom, like Taylor, Davis, Fuller, Lizzie Helton, Mary, Nate, Emily Boland, Brett, Patrick, Elizabeth Pierce, and Cole. Your determination to succeed and be the best will serve you well at college. There are those of you who possess an incredible work ethic in every aspect of your life, like Marjorie, Audrey, Gabrielle, Addie, Hinton, and Maggie. Whatever you decide to do in college, you will succeed because of that work ethic. That is a tremendous gift and talent that will enable you to be successful. Then we have the quiet, hard workers who just go about their business. These guys just TCB, take care of business. And they do it quietly, but when they talk, people listen. Like Ahmed, Aiden, Thomas Henderson, Rhett, Ian, Austin, Manning, and Cliff. The last 2 years, the upper school themes were leaving a legacy, and this year's impact. To leave a legacy is to leave those you cross paths with a little more happiness and hope. It's not to get money or recognition. It's not about being remembered for your grades, popularity, or even likes on social media. Legacy is about how you have treated people, the relationships you build, and the kind of person you are. Each of you has left a legacy here at Brookstone by sharing all of your very different gifts and talents. This class has had a lasting impact, not only here at Brookstone, but also in the community of Columbus, Georgia. Let's start here at school. When you volunteered to go to the lower school and participate in seniors in the classroom, you all made a significant impact on the little ones. They look up to you, cheer for you at games, and love waving and saying hello to you on campus. Seniors like Caleb, Emily Rice, Lauren, you all made a lasting legacy on Miss Sipling's third grade class. They will remember the three of you forever because of your commitment to them and spending time with them. Many more of you impacted the Brookstone community by sharing your gifts. Ava and AK were engaging and commanding on the theater stage as well as in the classroom. And Lydia's ability to dance, where she makes it look effortless. We have very gifted tech gurus in the class as well. I call them the wizards. Like MC, Melanie, Beckett, and Alan, who have all helped me in class when my computer was misbehaving by sharing their gifts with me. By the way, it was never operator error. Last but not least are you artists. You have shared your gifts with all of us here at Brookstone, whether it be Lane Cannon designing the Fall Festival t-shirt sophomore year or his amazing photography, Mallory with her ability to create beautiful ceramics, Lily and her ability to draw, Delaney with her ability to design, or Kaylin and her ability to paint her friends' senior college skirts. You are amazing and talented classmates who have shared your gift with us all. In our town of Columbus, a lot of you have made a difference in others' lives, like when several of you volunteered at Fox Elementary with Mrs. Smith. Sarah, Francis, and Remy, you impacted the kids' lives at Fox with your commitment to them. You helped them, gave them hope, and built relationships with them. You set great examples for them to follow and demonstrated leadership for them in everything you did. Those kids will remember you. I think this is the most impressive gift of all and represents the entire class. I asked Miss Blackman if she could tell me the total number of community service hours that all of you have done over the last 4 years. She also reminded me that many of you don't log your hours, so these numbers are probably even bigger. As a class, you have served the Columbus community with over 10,800 hours. Go ahead and applaud, parents. Miss Branham was a bottom line kind of gal, and she said this equates to a community economic impact of over $295,000. That's impressive. That is over $250,000 for the city of Columbus. You have all made a tremendous impact on Brookstone and the city of Columbus. Well done, class of 2024. As you approach the end of your high school journey, please know that each of you has different gifts and talents. I have only touched the surface of your gifts. You have many more gifts to explore and develop for yourself. By nurturing your gifts and talents, you're investing in your most valuable asset, yourself. We are now headed to the next phase in our lives. Notice that I said we. You are off to new adventures, new adjustments, and new challenges. And yes, I am entering an unknown phase of my life too, retirement. I will have new adventures, new adjustments, and new challenges as well. I hope that my new granddaughter will have your gifts and talents as she grows up. I want her to be just as diverse with her gifts as all of you are with yours. I want to share with your families the story of the little card that I gave you at the luncheon. Parents, I gave each senior a small card that they can keep in their wallet, car, nightstand, or use as a bookmark. I hope that it will serve as a reassurance for them when challenges arise. When my daughter was going off to college and was playing soccer, I found a plaque that had a quote on it that she hung in all of her bedrooms in the different places that she lived throughout college. It now hangs in my granddaughter's nursery. My daughter always loved Winnie the Pooh, so here's a quote from Christopher Robin to Pooh. Promise me you will always remember. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. I hope all of you will remember this as you go off on your next adventure. So please know that I am in your hearts wherever you go and will always be with you. I love you all dearly and wish all the best to you. Thank you.
It is an honor to introduce Mr. Matt Swift as our guest speaker this morning. Mr. Swift became a member of the Brookstone Board of Trustees in 1978 and has served on several committees as our chairman of the board. He was born and raised in Columbus and graduated from the University of Georgia with a degree in economics before earning his law degree from the Walter F. George School of Law. Mr. Swift served as the president and chief operating officer of the W.C. Bradley's Company's real estate division from 1986 until 2017. His commitment to the community is impressive as he has served as a board member of multiple organizations and currently serves as a Georgia Board of Regents. He and his wife, Mary Lou, have 3 daughters who attended Brookstone, 1 granddaughter who graduated from the class of 2021, his grandson, Swift Branch, is a member of the class of 2024, and 4 other grandchildren are currently attending Brookstone. His ties to Brookstone are as deep as members of his family, including nieces and nephews and grandchildren, have continuously attended Brookstone for over 50 years. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Matt Swift.
Thank you, Nate. When you mentioned those 50 years, that just drums up 50 years of tuition to me. So, golly, it's an honor for me to be here with my grandson, Swift, and really his friends. I look over the class and I see, because of Swift, I've gotten to know so many of y'all so well in so many different capacities, and it's an honor, of course, to get to know your parents and grandparents. It's just a terrific honor for me. But first and foremost, I just got to congratulate this class. You know, Jacob, listening to everything that Dee Dee talked about and all the great things y'all have done as individuals. I also, you know, as an institution, y'all have done some great things. Looking at a quick list, the one-act play, winning state champions 4 out of 5 years. The girls' swim team winning back-to-back state championships. The girls' track team winning the state championship. The girls' cross-country winning the state championships. The girls' soccer team, for the first time ever, won the state championships. The boys getting to the finals of the state championship for the first time in over 3 decades. And hey guys, we're only 1 win away from the boys winning the state baseball championship. So you add all of that to all of the great things that the individual awards. Let's give this class an incredible round of applause for what y'all have done. Terrific. So when I started thinking about what I would talk to this class about, my first thought was I went to this book that I really love. It's called Make Your Bed by Admiral William McRaven. And I was really going to kind of work my talk around the themes in this book, but then Ms. Blackman told me y'all had to read this last summer as part of y'all's summer reading. And so it says here, little things that can change your life and make and maybe the world, change the world. So I'll assume y'all have already done that. You've changed your life. You're making the world better, and I won't go through that. So I kind of pivoted, and I said, well, maybe what I ought to do is just give you a little advice about what's going to happen this fall when y'all attend college. Now, of course, I'm sure that begs the question, what does an old codger like me know about what y'all are going to go through in college this fall? And the answer to that is pretty clear, not much. However, the good news is that I've got 3 grandchildren who recently graduated from high school, and they've gone on to college, and I kind of called on them and said, look, can you give me some tips that I can maybe share with this class about what things they may face in college? And I'm really, I reached out to them for 2 reasons. One, the 3 of them attend, one of them just graduated from Georgia College a few years ago. The other one is at the University of Georgia, and the other one is at Wake Forest. And I kind of thought that those 3 institutions were very similar what I expect y'all are going to be going to this fall, so they could, their experiences in their institutions would maybe help you as in your institutions. And the other reason is I really love my grandchildren. And I guess y'all have heard why grandparents and grandkids get along so well. We have a common enemy, the parents. Now, y'all laugh, but my three daughters know very well what I'm talking about. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the things they shared with me. And what I asked them was, I said, give me some tips that I can share with this class about surprises, things when you went to college that kind of surprised you, things that maybe you didn't expect that you found, so that when this class goes off to college this fall, y'all maybe you'll be a little more prepared. And so the first one was what I would categorize as time management. Now, you might not think that's a big issue when you go to college, because you're coming from a very structured life here at Brookstone, and you can't wait to get to college and be free at last. But what happens, according to my grandchildren, is you get up there and you got all this free time, but you also have literally dozens and dozens of what we might call time-consuming activities that now it's your responsibility to figure out, well, how many of these activities am I going to do? And it's a big balance between your academic responsibilities of going to class and studying and all the other opportunities, parties, events, just everything that's out there. I mean, even, you got to wash your own clothes now, you got to fix your own meals. So all three of my grandchildren told me that after a while, it actually became pretty overwhelming, their time management. And I think I read of a recent Gallup poll that said over 60% of the college students expressed significant stress and anxiety in college, and that's the highest level of stress and anxiety that college students have gone through in years. And I think there's a message there. And I don't know if time management is part of that, but I suspect it is. So as you go there, just remember, you're going to have to choose your schedule and just acknowledge that you're going to have a lot of opportunities, but you're going to need to maybe work on the balance. The second area that they talked to me about was what I would kind of classify as career planning sooner rather than later. And really what's happening here is gone are the days when you don't have to worry about your career until your junior or senior year. In the workforce out there today, it is changing so fast that at unprecedented speed, especially, I'm sure some of y'all know a lot more about this than I do, the AI, artificial intelligence movement, is causing the workforce to change. And so what that means is that when y'all go up and you start thinking about your career path, you're going to have to think about it actually earlier in your college career than otherwise. And actually, that ties very much into something we're doing at the Board of Regents. Nate mentioned to you that I am a recent appointee to the Board of Regents, and this is actually one of our top priorities, trying to align the workforce requirements with the curriculum that the colleges are providing with the student desires. And we're actually not doing very well in the state of Georgia. Now, some of the colleges are doing okay, but a lot of them are not. And so we're at the Board of Regents, we're working on providing programs, we're working on providing advisors, we're working on trying to figure out what is it the workforce is looking for out of you. But just know that this is a big issue, and it's going, we're going to do our part at the Board of Regents, and I think the workforce will help out. But it is going to be incumbent on each and all of you, earlier than you would have otherwise thought, to choose your career path and work with them. And then the last topic that I want to that they talk to me is that it's about drugs and alcohol. Now, I know y'all have heard a lot about this, but what surprised my grandchildren was the prevalence of the drugs and alcohol and the access to drugs and alcohol at their respective colleges was much higher than they thought. And I don't think they were naive by any means. I think they went in knowing that there was going to be some of that around. But I think it was to them, all of them said it was a lot more prevalent. And I'm not talking about just knowing, where you can go to a dark alley and meet a shady person and get drugs and alcohol. No, this is, a lot of times any place, anywhere, anytime, and often getting drugs and alcohol from somebody that they would never suspect. Now I know I'm talking to the choir. Y'all have had plenty of education on this at Brookstone. I go back to, I think it was in November of 2022. David McGee was here, and he talked to y'all about his son's overdose at Ole Miss. But I just have to tell you, the statistics are still alarming. For example, the CDC, just in the last couple of years, have said the Georgia fentanyl deaths are up 800%, and the xylazine deaths are up over 1,000%. And these deaths are not necessarily drug addicts. I've got a really good friend in Athens, my best friend really in Athens. He's part of the O'Kelly family, and some of y'all know that Jack O'Kelly, age 20, thought he was taking a Xanax pill, but he didn't know it was laced with fentanyl, and he died back in Thanksgiving. So the point being is, as my grandchildren have told me, and I'm confident, when you go to your colleges this fall, you will see drugs and alcohol, but you have the opportunity to choose to be educated, to choose to be aware, and to choose to avoid these things. So these are some of the issues you're going to face, and you're going to face others, but I'm going to tell y'all something. I think y'all are going to do great. I mean, you listen to all of the things that y'all have achieved during high school. It's incredible. But the reason I think you're going to be great is that when you've made some good choices. When you had an academic problem, you went to your teacher and you found your teacher to help you. When you felt like you needed more learning, you went to the Learning Center and you found help there. When you wanted to take on leadership programs, you went to the Blanchard Leadership Institute. When you had a relationship problem with a fellow student or anybody, a family member, you used the developmental sprint techniques. You chose to do that. When you, like my grandson Swift, wanted to take on something new, whether it's an athletic venture or an art venture, Lane, or whatever, and take on a theater production, you did it with confidence because you knew that there was support here at Brookstone that would help you. And when you wanted to serve others, you chose to be a prefect, you chose to be part of Link Crew, you chose to be part of the freshman retreat, you chose to be a lower mentor, and my gosh, 10,000 hours, good Lord, congratulations for you on doing that. Unbelievable. You have chosen through your 4 years to be a part of Brookstone. So what's the common denominator in some of these? And I would actually call it the Brookstone family DNA. And so let me close with just a few examples of what I call the Brookstone family DNA. Just a few weeks ago, I was fortunate to attend the ceremony where 6 of your classmates signed letters of intent to play college sports at the next level. Yet 4 out of those 6 at one time during their college career were ready to quit. They were ready to throw in the towel. They were ready to just give it up. But they didn't. They talked to their teammates. They talked to their coaches. They talked to their family. They talked to their counselors. And all 4 of them decided to stay with the team. They excelled with the team. And they chose to remain a part of the team. And as a result of that, they all succeeded to the level to where they can now go on to the next level. And let's not, speaking of choices, let's not forget the parents. Your parents, at some point in time, and I forget how many, 26 or 27 of y'all are lifers, but your parents chose a long time ago, they made a decision for you to come to Brookstone. Now that was a choice they made, and it had sacrifices. There were financial sacrifices, there were time commitment sacrifices, there were other sacrifices that they had to make. But they made that choice, and because of that choice, you are here today celebrating your success. And finally, 4 years ago, you made a choice to have Dee Dee Brannon as your grade chair. Last year, she chose to come back to Brookstone, even on a part-time basis, because she wanted to see it through with you. A few weeks ago, you chose her to be your faculty baccalaureate speaker. Why? Why did you choose her? Because she embodied in each and every one of you, and it was absolutely evident in that talk. She mentioned every one of y'all in that talk because she embodied in you all the great qualities that make up this Brookstone family DNA. Love, commitment, courage, encouragement, advocacy, wisdom, humor, grace, dedication, service, loyalty, and respect. Those last 2 virtues, loyalty and respect, was what y'all chose to be your values of Brookstone. And I think it's so fitting because she was loyal to you, and yet you gave her the greatest respect that you could give. You know, in Dee Dee's paper, she referred to your legacy. Yet, as I stand here this morning, I can't help but think about her legacy to you. If there was ever a person that epitomized the Brookstone DNA, it would be Dee Dee Brannon. You are who you are today because of Dee Dee Brannon. The legendary basketball coach Joe Witten said, "Life is a matter of choices, and every choice you make makes you." As you turn to the next chapter in your life, know that you'll be filled with a lot of excitement, but also a lot of challenges, and they will require choices. As you encounter these opportunities, pull on the reserves of your Brookstone family DNA. Be proud of them, cherish them, and use them as the foundation of your future. Thank you, and go Cougars.
mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills till the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Oh, I'm getting older too. Oh, take my love, take it down. Oh, climb the mountain and I turn around. And if you see my reflection in snow-covered hills, will the landslide bring me down? And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, will the landslide bring it down? Oh, the landslide bring it down.
Please bow your heads. Dear God, thank you for allowing us the opportunity to meet today in fellowship with loved ones to celebrate our great accomplishment as we prepare to graduate this evening. As we embark on the journey you have prepared for us, we pray that the lessons Brookstone has taught us remain rooted in our hearts, along with the meaningful friendships and lifelong relationships created here. We come to you in overwhelming gratitude today for allowing each and every one of us to have the honor of knowing, loving, and being loved by Dee Dee Branham. We could not have asked for a better teacher, grade chair, and friend. We ask that you watch over every senior graduating tonight and pray that you guide us on our path through college and beyond. Please continue to bless our school and the entire Brookstone community. Thank you for today and for the bright future that awaits every senior. In your son's name we pray, amen. Thank you to our friends and family for being with us this morning to celebrate our class. The class photo that is traditionally taken following Baccalaureate was taken after the yearbook assembly last week. We look forward to seeing everyone this evening for graduation. Thank you. And seniors, please stand.